1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock, beautiful Friday morning. Jim George is in the studio, and we're going to learn about gadgets. There's one particular one I want to ask Jim about. Jim is the owner of American Cable Services and Media in Motion. Remember that if you have a question about cable TV in general, you can call Jim. Maybe you want to know about antenna TV. He doesn't mind giving you advice that could actually cause him to lose money. But I'd be glad to answer your questions about all of the ways you get TV. And Media in Motion is a company that can help you with your computer if you've got a virus that keeps telling you have to pay $50, Doug.
That's right. You gotta pay.
Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Good morning.
We should come. I have a gadget over here that makes me
there we go.
hear you. How are you?
Good.
I really enjoyed the Ocala Sky Talent event. The talent was good, but I enjoyed sitting at that table with you and your wife. I mean, we know you and we spend time with you, but it's always in this environment. That was
Right.
kind of fun. It was like being out.
It was. Yeah, we didn't really know what to expect either. We were kind of glad they had food there. My wife said, "Should we eat before we go?" And I said, "I don't know about you, but I am." Then she got there and she goes, "I'm hungry." And of course, they had hot dogs and hamburgers.
Yeah.
It's a great event. Maybe you should just tell the audience that they need to come out and definitely support that organization. It's not so much supporting the talent as it is supporting that organization.
And weren't you impressed by the Heart of Florida Youth Ranch? Wasn't that an impressive
Oh my goodness,
place?
that building is unbelievable.
That's really amazing.
Make sure you bring a parka.
It's cold. Yeah, they have good air conditioners.
They've got great air conditioning.
That's a good point. They have really that's a gadget we love is air conditioning.
I mean, I had to go out to my car and get my hoodie sweater for my wife. She was freezing.
Wow.
No, that's a really good point. But that's the difference between men and women, by the way. You said your wife said, "Should we eat first?" You said, "Sure, of course," because a man can eat first and then eat again.
Yes, if we wanted to, yeah.
Yeah, that's no problem at all.
No problem. Eating is one of those things we do. It's like mating, you know?
Yes,
Right, exactly.
Yes. We're good at that.
You
We're
guys
good at
just
eating.
jump right out there, and there you are.
And we have we have bathroom rules too, you know.
Exactly.
So if ladies are going to start using the men's room, just don't talk to me when you're in the urinal next to me, or even two urinals down from me. And Robin said there's new rules for the men. If you're going to use the ladies' room, be sure to do the courtety flush. So nobody hears you.
That's
Well,
right.
they say gender identity. I pull your pants down. Okay, you're a guy. Go in there. You know,
You're going to get letters.
yeah, that's the identity. You know,
Yeah, you're
it's
gonna
not
get
what you
letters.
think you are. It's what you are.
Exactly.
So there is a piece of gadgetry that is in the news this week, and you might have heard about it, called the Hyperloop. Have you heard of this thing?
No, I don't think so. Hyperloop.
The Hyperloop is going to go. How fast is this thing going to go? Well, it takes you from L.A.
The train. Yes.
I don't think it's a train. I think you're like in a bubble, like like a thing you send your money in at the bank.
Yeah, the express tube.
Yeah, that's the way it sounds like.
Yeah, before you say goodbye, you're saying hello.
That's right.
They go 400 miles an hour in 2
700
seconds.
plus miles per hour
In 2 seconds or so.
without any stops.
It's huge.
L.A. to San Francisco in 30
How
minutes.
can you stop?
Oh my goodness. Yes, you just said goodbye. Now you're saying hello.
You're just breaking the speed limit. How fast does a jet go when you're flying?
Well, the aircraft, like the commercial United Airlines,
Yeah.
they're about 33,000 feet high, and they go 6,000 miles an hour.
6,000 miles.
No,
I don't think so.
no, they don't.
6,000 miles an
No,
hour.
they go about 600 miles an hour. But it did bring a good conversation piece to mind, didn't it?
Yes, it did. You're fun, Jim. I love you.
It's a Robin's
Yeah, when you
face.
get in the plane, you get up there, they say, we'll be flying at 33,000 feet. We'll be doing 600 miles an hour.
They're over Africa now.
Only if they can get off
They
the
just
tarmac.
left.
Only if they can get off the tarmac.
That's right.
And
That's
the waiting
right.
time.
Hyperloop. Anyway, it's an open air propulsion test. They just did it yesterday, I guess.
That is cool. The Hyperloop.
So,
And I didn't read if it was magnetic or how was the propulsion done.
Oh, good question. Good observation.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything I have will tell me that, but
Maybe it's
We go
magnetic.
You know what an electronic cannon is?
No.
Electronic
No.
cannon. Okay, so imagine if you have a tube and it's non-conductive. Let's say it's out of fiberglass. And around that tube, you put a coil, and the coil has a bunch of wires, maybe 100 feet of it, but it's all in maybe 1 inch. So it's 1 inch wide,
Okay.
but it may be as much as 6 inches away from that tube. And then you put another one and another one. And so what you do is the object you put in it, let's say it's a metal object, you energize that tube with these coils, and these coils are magnetic. So one's minus, one's plus, one's minus, one's plus. So when you energize it, the electromagnetism is forcing that ball out.
Oh, okay.
And it's very accurate, and Germany had it first during World War II, and it's called an electronic cannon. So it's silent.
Oh my.
There is no kickback.
Just a little.
Really?
There is no noise. It just flies out.
Not even
of
the
it.
air going to be displaced. Just the air.
That's all you'd hear is that little puff. Yep. Unbelievable. Called electronic cannon.
So do you think that's the premise of this then?
It could be. It could be that one
Hyperloop.
track is minus,
Ah,
let's say
right.
one track is plus, or it could be that there's a copper plate at the bottom and the tracks are both positive, and the plate is, and it's just drawing it forward. And it can draw
Wow.
it forward.
You're in a tube, according to
Unbelievable.
this picture I saw. You're
Sure.
in a tube, like.
Right.
Like you're laying down?
Yeah. no, I don't know. No, I don't think you're laying.
Oh, okay. It's like
It's not
everybody's got their own
like
little
Wet and
tube.
Wild.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I picture. Yeah, one of those, like the Blue Niagara.
No, I
you
don't
know?
think so.
Oh, okay.
I think you're in a capsule or something.
Okay.
But you could make an electronic gun that would make no noise. You could get a battery pack. Like you've seen the reciprocating saws where you have a battery in the back of it, and then you pull the trigger and it goes back and forth and allows you to cut something.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can make a gun like that, only it's electromagnetic. So when you push a button, the little coil's energized, that pellet will come out of there, and you would not hear
Not
a
make a
single
noise.
sound. Not a single sound.
Oh my.
Electronic.
Scary.
So that's one of the things in the news is the fast train. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, the fast train, but this is going to wipe out the fast train. You're not going to need a fast train. This is going to be so much faster than the fast train.
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that they said in order to stop it, they had to run it through I don't know how many tons of sand. Because they haven't designed the brake system yet.
Oh.
They designed to make it go. They haven't designed to make it stop.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Yeah, if you go to the video and watch it, you'll see.
You mean for the Hyperloop or for the fast train?
The Hyperloop.
Oh, the Hyperloop.
Yeah, they don't know how to stop it yet.
Wow.
Well, that's crazy.
But the way to stop it, of course, would be electronic also, reversing
You would
the
think so.
polarity.
Yeah, you would think so.
But if you were in the front seat or the back seat, you could end up in the front seat.
Did you see
Right.
It stops like that.
Jim, did you see this invention with these kids from MIT, or did we talk about it maybe on a previous show? They invented gloves that can
Yes.
make audio,
Yes.
sign language.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
It is fantastic.
That's a very practical invention.
So
Don't
you
think?
wave, it says goodbye.
Does it really?
I know, I'm just,
It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense.
hello? And if you use the wrong finger,
Yeah, imagine that.
Oh, you want to point to
We're gonna do
something?
that. Yeah, right.
Would you use the other finger, please?
Just giving directions.
Yeah, I was just telling you where to go. I mean, pointing. And the glove told you where to go.
I was thinking this morning about all this new technology, and I actually had a kindergarten teacher who was really way ahead of her time. I was getting tired one day. I was 5 years old, and I yawned, and she said, there's an app for that.
Yeah, there's an app for that. Yeah, I can see that.
And then the app came into being.
Yeah, and then the app came.
Yeah,
That's
my
right.
teacher was way ahead of her time.
That's right.
Do you do that with your TV set? Because now we've got that remote control. Will there become a time where all you'll have is like something very, very tiny, and then you just wave it in front of the TV, and it's
Yeah,
where you
our
want?
remote controls are what they call an air mouse. So you're familiar with your little mouse, and you move it, and whether you have a cable going to your computer from the mouse, or whether you have a little Wi-Fi signal where you can move it. Well, now the air mouse is a remote control, but it's got a pointer on the screen.
Oh.
And all you do is move it over to the channel you want, hit enter, hit remote, it's called an air mouse. That's our set top.
We have to
how
take
cool.
a little break. When we come back, I'm going to ask you about the UFOs that have been reported lately and the Men in Black and why we're not supposed to talk about any of this stuff. So
Then we can't talk about it.
we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, sunny to partly cloudy, a shower thunderstorm in spots late this afternoon with a high of 87 to 92. Then tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 66 to 71. For tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy, high 87 to 93. And for Sunday, to round out the weekend, partly sunny skies with a high of 85 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
The deals just keep getting better at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala, and this week's ad is no exception. Listen to what's in store for you. A huge collection of geraniums, too many different colors to mention, just $1.99. Sun patience in red, white, coral, purple, salmon, and even variegated. Take your pick. Only $5 this week at Bob Wine's. And roses, drift roses, double reds, double pinks. This year's lowest price, starting at just $19.99. And they just got in hybrid tea roses. Very fragrant beauties, only $24.99. Check out the entirely new display of yard art, wall hangings, and they've got a special selection of pottery, all 20% off. Don't wait. Make it on over to Bob Wine's Camellia Garden, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Daily till 4, Saturday till 3 on the easy southeast side of Ocala. See you there this week.
Every day, millions of seniors struggle with cancer, arthritis, and other rare diseases. They rely on Medicare Part B for access to their doctor and life-saving medicines. Shockingly, the Obama administration has proposed a misguided experiment to Medicare, and it could be devastating. Government bureaucrats could manipulate your course of treatment. Access to new breakthrough treatments may be restricted. Local clinics could be forced to close, requiring some patients to travel significant distance and forcing others into hospitals for their care. Over 300 patient and provider groups have called on Congress to stop this experiment, and Congress needs to listen. Senator Bill Nelson has always protected Florida seniors. Call Senator Nelson at 202-224-5274 or go to stopcmscuts.com. Urge him to stand up for Florida seniors and stop the Medicare Part B experiment. Paid for by the Community Oncology Alliance.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Jim George is here. We're talking about technology in general. You go to an event every year to kind of keep up with all this stuff, right?
Exactly. Several events.
And is it in Vegas all the time?
No. In 2015, it was in New Orleans. This year it'd be in Philadelphia. Next year, Orlando, and the year after that would be in Denver. So they move it around.
When we hear about like in the wars where opposing countries have technology that the other country doesn't have, and then they get that they capture a jet or they capture whatever, and then they reverse engineer it to figure out how it's done.
Right.
Is that easy? Is that easy to do? Can you? Like, if I had something you had never seen, could you figure out how it works just by having it?
More or less. When you're in college taking electronics, like I was, they have a thing called the black box theory. So you don't care really what it does. You have an input, and then you have an output. And so what you know what goes in, and you know what goes out. And then you analyze what would do that. What would make what goes in turn to what goes out, and that's called the black box theory. And then when you get a block diagram that says, okay, it must have an inverter, it's got to have a rectifier, it must have, then you open the box up and then you go look for the circuitry, and you say, okay, where is that inverter at? Where is that? And then you sometimes are very surprised and go, oh, they used a circulator. We've never used a circulator for that. What did they do? And so that's how they. You just mentioned Area 51.
Yeah, right.
During the break.
Yeah.
So it looks like the theory is that we have a spacecraft somewhere that we stole from somebody, and we're backward engineering it.
Yeah. There was a medal in the news,
and they want it back, by the way.
I bet they do.
And they're coming for it.
That's why. That's why they're coming.
And they're going to charge us a storage fee, too.
Exactly. Imagine that. Man.
All right, there was a story. Let me find it for you. And this was a metal that you can apparently buy anywhere. It's like mercury, but it's safe to touch. And it becomes liquid at 85 degrees, and it's called gallium. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
And it's widely available online, and it's being used in like motherboards and that technology. But if it melts at 85 degrees, isn't that going to be a problem?
I would think so.
It's not going to be able to live in
Which means you
Florida.
better put it in a cool environment.
Wow. But they use it. It says with just a little heat. So what they're doing is that people are taking this liquid, which you can buy online, putting it in a mold to make it into a spoon. And now you have a metal spoon, and you can stir your drink. And if your drink is warmer than 85 degrees, it'll just fall apart in the.
And what good is that? Now you just
Is it going to poison you?
Well, it says it's safe. It's safe to touch.
Yeah, but
safe, but
drinking
it's safe to drink.
it melts in your coffee and you start drinking it. Are you going to die?
But we all know that the colder it is, the faster electronics flow. So when you have,
really?
Yeah. So when you have an electronic device, the cooler you can keep it, the better it operates. So there are actually things that operate at minus 300 degrees, minus 200 degrees, because the electronics flow faster. And then the more pure the product, that is, although electronics will flow through copper easily, it'll flow through gold quicker because gold is more pure.
Oh, gosh.
Which explains why, although I never noticed a difference in the TV picture, but when people would get these gold coax cables, they were supposed to be better. And in audio and music, we would have these gold-plated.
Yeah.
And I would always say, does it sound better? Can you hear a better sound? I couldn't hear anything different.
No, I don't think it's that discernible. But meter-wise, if you were taking readings on the loss, you would see it's much better connector. But they're just gold-plated or gold-covered, and it's very, very little. So we recycle all of our electronics. We take them down to electronic recycling place, which, by the way, is across the street from the dump. So if you're going to the county dump on Baseline, instead of turning, and you're heading south, instead of turning right into the dump, you turn left. And when you do, there's a recycle place, and they pay you for the electronics.
Really?
So if you have an old TV or an old computer, instead of throwing it away, they pay you by the poundage. So if you deliver a 30-pound computer, you might get $10.
Oh, wow.
And what they do is they take it all apart. The transformers got copper in it.
I should do that. Not for the money, but because I never want to throw I have an old web TV.
Right.
Remember web TV?
Oh, yeah.
That was my first internet thing.
Yeah, it
And
was.
I mean, I haven't used it in years, but I don't want to ever throw it in the garbage pail because I'm always afraid. Because they always say it leaches into the environment and it's bad for everything. So
Yeah, I turn all my batteries into the dump. Will take your batteries if you turn them in. Don't throw them in the trash can, and take them into the dump. But there's 2 recycle places, and one's on 441 by the drive-in theater, and it takes anything recycled, but they won't pay you. They just take it. But the one by the dump will pay you for it. So if you have a bunch of electronics, take them to the area across the street from the dump.
Have
that's a good
you
idea.
ever seen on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon? He has these Fallon inventions or something like that. He has kids come on with these inventions. Well, there was one girl who came on, and what she invented was a flashlight that operates on the heat of your hand. So there's no battery. You are the battery, in other words. So to me, it's an amazing invention. But I'm wondering if battery makers have always kind of held us at their mercy because they know what they're doing. They make batteries that wear out. I'm guessing they probably know how to make batteries that last a long, long time.
Well, we brought a flashlight in here that if you shake it,
Right.
I like
remember,
that
you don't
one.
want to shake it too much in public, but if you shake,
You never know.
if you shake it, it creates electricity in the battery lights. But then, they're all type of things, but they're short-lived. In other words, you can only do that so often. So. And so
That's what she said.
Batteries are much better. Much better.
So when you're doing the cable system and everything, and once you end up hooking up, say like you did get the contract with the city, how do you keep everything fired up? Do you have rechargeable batteries on their end in case the system goes down so the consumer doesn't miss a beat?
Well, the city keeps its fiber network pristine. I mean, it's hard to even tell you how secure the city's fiber network is. So as long as that's up, my cable works. So my signal is like an internet TV in the sense that once you put it on, the box looks at one IP address only, and that's my head in. So when it sees my head in, it says, "Oh, you're authorized for channels. Here they are." And so as long as the city's fiber optic network's up, we're up. Now, could one channel from our neck of the woods go down? Or yes, it could. But then again, we just replace it with change out the satellite receiver or change out whatever we need in order to replace it. That could be done in 20, 30 minutes. So, yes, you could theoretically lose a channel, but it'll come right back up.
Oh, wonderful.
And if you want to call Jim, the number is 622-9622. Remember, Jim can help you out with your cable TV questions, or perhaps if you live in one of the areas that he services with his cable company, American Cable Services, he can help you out with that. Also, Media in Motion can help you out with your computers, your laptops. Do you work on tablets at all?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can take a virus off of anything, but a lot of times those things are so simple to do. You just go online. How do I remove virus from this? And it just tells you, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
What kind of talks do you give when you are scheduled to do a seminar at the Consumer Electronics shows? What is your field that you talk about?
But I don't necessarily speak at the Consumer Electronics Show, but I speak at the Cable TV convention.
Okay, that's it.
So we talk about the subject of IPTV itself. What are the advantages of it? Because a lot of the big cable companies, in order for them, if Cox wanted to go IP, it could cost them anywhere between $1 million to $2 million to upgrade their head in.
Wow.
In order for me to go IP, it's going to cost me about $250,000.
Oh, my God.
So the difference is the technology format they have to follow versus the technology format I have to follow.
And you have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Doug. Turn your radio down.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
What I was about to say was, Jim, it's a thing that pops up probably almost all the time. It's a white sheet and a man, the voice of a man, is saying something about if you shut your computer off, it will disable your computer, and also
It's got a virus.
Yeah, Doug, it's very simple to remove that virus. Does you have a laptop? Does he have a mini computer?
Laptop.
Yeah, it's very simple. You can download free software. One that you want to get is called One of that you want to get is called ClamWin. ClamWin. It's free. You download it and then you run it, and it will take that virus right off. Free.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
There you go. And if that's too hard to do, then you can bring it to you guys.
Because it could be a virus, or it could be a malware, it could be a spyware, it could be one of, who knows what kind of malicious work is taking place.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is. And I actually was on his computer trying to fix it with. I went on to the YouTube thing and I said, "Here's how you get rid of it," and I did it, and it seemed to work for a few days, but I guess it's back. And you know what it is? It's one of these ransomware things. It's basically asking you, look, if you turn it off, we're going to ruin your computer, so you're going to have to call us.
Yeah.
And what do you think happens when you call them? They're going to give you instructions on how to send them money.
Yeah. Exactly. So. Yep. No, computers are. A beautiful thing if it's handled correctly, but you can get virus, and I don't care what site you go to. My wife does dog stuff all the time, and she might go to a major manufacturer to download maybe what's in his ingredients for his dog food, and gets a virus because somebody went there and downloaded the virus onto his server, and it's the same thing. Pay me money.
Exactly.
So if the lesson from this conversation is go to Media in Motion, bring your computer, have Jim's guys fix it, period.
That's right.
Jim, what's your phone number?
572-5113 is my cell.
So we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. We will see you tomorrow.
At Hooters.
At Hooters. Woo-hoo.
We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Schools are being told to allow kids to use the restroom that matches their gender identity. This in a letter from the